Good morning and welcome to Life Lived. I am on my way back to work. This is day number 1. I'm actually doing 8 in a row this time. I'm doing 1 day of work over at the end of my normal 7. So doing 8 in a row. And then I'm only taking 2 days off and doing another 4 in a row, covering one of the opposite pilots that works on the opposite hitch as I do. So not gonna have a lot of time off over the next 3 weeks, which is okay, because normally I do get a lot of time off. So we'll see what today brings for us. What a sunset, look at that. So on my way home, no flights today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So I lucked out today, in a way. I was supposed to be at work. I was supposed to go to work at 7 o'clock this morning, but at about 5:30, the night pilot, JC, texted and said they just got a flight up north, and he didn't know if they were gonna make it back in time. The FAA only allows pilots to work for 14 hours straight, and so he got to the end of his 14 hours in Phoenix, and so they are staying there for the day, which means I'm staying here for the day. So, lucky me. It happens sometimes, it's part of the job. A few months ago, the same thing happened to me. I got stuck in Albuquerque for the night. So it happens once or twice a year maybe. So it all comes out in the wash. Way to work for day number 3 after a free day off yesterday, a surprise day off, and notice all the flags are out. And June 14th, I believe, is Flag Day, so that's what the flags are out for. So our normally pretty quiet helipad here has turned into a hive of activity. There are a few wildfires in the area. Most of them are north of us. There's 3 or 4 of them between 15 and 40 miles north of us, but there's no other airports nearby. So most of the firefighting helicopters are working out of here. You can see one behind me. That's an S-61 right there. I've actually flown an S-61 just one time. When I was in Lake Charles flying in the Gulf, the company that I worked for had a couple of them. And they were doing some maintenance on one, and they needed somebody to act as SIC, and I was sitting around doing nothing, and so they asked if I could do that. So I got to fly one of those big old things. That was pretty fun. And then I don't think it's here right now, but there has been a Huey in and out of there on the other side of our helicopter. There's a couple pads where those trucks are. You can see they have been in and out of there several times to refuel. They'll probably be coming back shortly. If I'm still here, I'll try to get some video of it. But it's become pretty active here. So, and we haven't done anything today. It's been quiet. I shouldn't say that, because now some noise is going to happen probably. So kind of a funny story about that S-61, not this one, but the model. It's actually built on a certified boat hull. It floats. They were used by the Navy in the probably 60s. There's still a few of them left. They're good aircraft, so they still use them for firefighting and heavy lifting and things like that. But so like I mentioned, we had a couple of them at the company I worked for in the Gulf of Mexico. And during Hurricane Katrina, which came through a year or 2 before I was working out there, they had one that was having some maintenance problems down near the coast. And so before they evacuated the base, they pushed it into the hangar. Well, then all the coastal flooding happened, and I believe they ended up with 12 feet of water in the hangar. And since that helicopter floats, it floated up and was basically acting like a cork inside of that hangar. And it banged up the helicopter pretty good, banged up the hangar pretty good, caused quite a bit of damage. So apparently they need an anchor. Good morning, guys. I'm on my way into work for day number 4. Day number 4 out of 8 this time. Last week, Letty and I took a little road trip. We went up north about 150 miles or so to a little area called Hannigan Meadow. Actually, the road going directly there, which is a real windy road, but I've heard it's very scenic and I wanted to drive that road, was closed because of a wildfire up there. So we had to go around. We had to go east into New Mexico and then north and then back over west through Alpine and then down into Hannigan Meadow. It was beautiful up there. It's about 9,200 feet elevation, so it was nice and cool. The daytime high was about 75. Low got down into the 40s. It was really nice. We got there Wednesday afternoon and just hiked around a bit and then came back on Thursday because I had to be at work on Friday. But we did take some video. I'll show you some of the video. On the way, we stopped at a place called, I think it was called the Catwalk Recreation Area in New Mexico. It's a pretty cool area. They've put up a bunch of catwalks and bridges along this ravine, and you can walk down in it, play in the water. I think in a few weeks we'll take the kids back up there, let them play. So I'm going to show you some video of all of our trip right now. Hopefully you enjoy it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Are we going out because we are celebrating our anniversary this week?
A little bit late.
Yeah. We don't know where we're going. I think he knows, but he don't know. He really kind of. So our kids are at home. Hopefully everything will be okay when we are gone.
It's very, very pretty. Somewhere in New Mexico called the Catwalk. I think it's because there's all the catwalk built into the canyon. Pretty cool.
har vi alltid gjort, så det är bullfest, bullfest.
So this is the lodge where we're staying. Hannigan Meadow Lodge is what it's called. There's a bunch of little cabins around. Very peaceful, very quiet.
Det har vi alltid gjort, så det Adra och tjocka, ska vara det bra, ja. Klubba takten alla var Fullfest, fullfest hela Ingen mjöl från livets grottekvarn Fullfest, fullfest hela dagen. Det har vi alltid gjort, så det är goda för att gå glad, ja. Det har vi alltid gjort, så det är fullfest, fullfest hela dagen.
All right, guys, we are Wednesday afternoon, so day number 6 today. I'm going to try and finish editing this video and upload it here shortly. So this will be the end of it. Hopefully you guys have had a good week. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.